Just going to make a chain here across your yarn, pull up a loop, and then you tighten it. This is a 5.5. I found the smaller crochet needle. This one is a 5, and then I have a variety of other sizes. You can buy those on the popular app starting with an A. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it, but. And then this is just a chaining, doing a single chain. Just hook your yarn and pull it through. Hook your yarn, pull it through. I don't know if you can hear the deer walking through the woods. There's all kinds of wildlife around in the country here. And I'm just doing this for fun, just to show you how to make a single crochet to start your chain. All you do is hook your yarn, pull it through. Hook your yarn, pull it through. Hook your yarn, pull it through. And that is just a single chain. To do a double crochet, you're going to hook your yarn, go down into the hole. Hopefully you can see that. Looks kind of blurry here. And this is a double. I'm going to pull it through the 2. And pull it through the last 2 loops. Kind of hard to see on the white for me. I don't know if you can see it. Pull it through. Take off the 2 and then take off the last 2. And that is a double crochet there. I really got this all tangled up. Let's see if we can continue on our little sample here. My mom used to call it throw your thread or throw your yarn. I don't know why she said it like that, but anyway, you grab your yarn and you go under these 2 posts. think I could do that again. Take off your 2 and then take off your other 2. And that's your double crochet. But I went around the post there. So the next one will be in here, and then I'll do the 2 posts. It's kind of chilly this morning. My hands are already cold. Feels like it's about 50 degrees. So this is a double crochet on the waffle blanket. It's the other side. And this is my little sample to show you. We did the 1 double crochet in the stitch behind, and then the 2 in front will be, they're called posts. So you grab your yarn and you go forward here. You're going to do a double crochet here, and then another double crochet. And then the ones that sits behind, you're going to do double crochet in it as well. And then 2 around the post. I may start a waffle blanket with that white yarn. Let me get my directions, because the first couple rows, I always kind of refer back to my directions. So the first row is just your chain, and it's usually an odd number. Sometimes I'll just make it the length that I want it, and then if it's not enough chain, stitches, then I go back and add some more. Like this one, I pulled it out and then I didn't count, so it may end up being a little short. We'll see. But I'll read off to you the directions. So the first row you chain, the second row is double crochet, and you'll chain 3 at the end. So this is the second row. See if you can see this. Well, it's really hard to see the stitches on this one. We're gonna give it a try. Worst that can happen, we have to pull it out and start over. I hear the hummingbirds. little squeaks. I sure hope you can see that and it's not too blurry. So the double crochet, you just grab your yarn, go into the stitch, grab your yarn again, grab your yarn again. You're going to take off the first two, grab your yarn, and take off the last two. That's a double crochet. So I'm just going to do this the rest of the way down, and then we'll go to the next row. I'm really guessing on this one because I pulled it out and then I added some more stitches and didn't count, so we'll see. Grab your yarn. Double crochet. And if you can't see your stitch, sometimes you have to open it up a little bit so you can see the hole there where you go down. To grab your yarn, pull it through, take off the first two stitches, and then grab your yarn, take out the last two. And then just rinse and repeat the rest of the way down. Sometimes if I'm not careful, I'll go down into the same stitch I just went down in, and I just have to pull it out. That's okay. It's easy. The weight's really pretty. This is soft yarn. Kind of like that green, that sagey green and that brighter green there. Soft yarn. This would be good for a baby blanket. I don't know if you can hear the footsteps in the woods there. Nature's waking up. It's really early here. It's 6 a.m. Well, it's 6:50 a.m. And chilly. It definitely feels like fall. That's a double crochet. We have a lot of deer coming through here. I think that's what I'm hearing. Walking through the woods. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so you do a chain for the waffle stitch, waffle blanket. Do a chain, usually odd number, and then your second row, you do a double crochet, and then at the end, you chain 3, 2, 3. Turn your work. Do 1 double and 1 around the post. 1 double, 1 around the post right here. We're going to go in front, lift it up a little bit, grab your yarn, pull it through. Take off 2, and take off the last 2. Then 2 doubles and 1 around the post. So 2 doubles in the next 2 stitches. One around the post. Two doubles. And then 1 around the post. This is a double crochet, and what I'm making is just a sample waffle stitched blanket. And once you get the double stitch down, this is pretty easy. It's just placing your stitches where they need to be to make that waffle look. Then you'll go in the back. These are going to be behind. Sits a little bit behind that post stitch, they call it. one around the post. And it makes it sit forward a little bit. I don't know if you can tell right now. One around the post. And we're supposed to end with 2 double stitches here at the end. And I got lucky here. I ended up with what I needed. If you don't, that's okay. Just pull it out and start over. There's that so far. And then, so we chained, did our first row chain, and then the second row was double crochet. The third row, you start with 1 double, 1 around the post, and then 2 doubles, and 1 around the post. And with 2 double crochets, you chain 3, turn your work. Then the next row, you start with 2 doubles in those little ones behind. Then you do 2 around the post. Then you'll do 1 double, then 2 around the post. Then you'll end with 3 doubles and chain 3 and turn your work. Let's see if we can do this here. So you'll do 2 doubles in these ones that sit back a little bit. So you'll grab your yarn, and this one on the end, you're going to kind of skip it. It looks like a stitch here that you need to do something with, but you're actually going to skip it and go into these next 2 with a double crochet. Grab your yarn, go in the back, grab your yarn, pull off the 2, grab your yarn, pull off the last 2. Then you see the post that's sticking forward a little bit. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm going to go around each of those with a double crochet, just like that. So we did 2 and 2. We're going to do 1 double and 2 around the post. So 1 double and 2 around the post. Once you do 3 or 4 rows, then you sort of get that pattern down. You know which side is the 2 around the post and 1 double crochet in the back. And then the opposite side will be 2 in the back and 1 around the post. It's just repetitive. Each row, pretty much the same. But you can kind of tell, you can kind of see where the post sticks forward a little bit and the 1 little stitch is in the back. Same way on the back. You're making your little waffle here. Half of the waffle, and then I'll finish that in the next row. once you get your waffle or your double stitch down, you can do this waffle blanket pretty quickly. It's just repetitive. And you can use most yarns. This one's more of a velvety, bigger, thicker yarn. But you can try it on any yarn. I just like the softer ones, you know, if I'm giving it as a gift or a baby blanket. Almost need gloves. Feels like it's about 50 or cooler than that today, this morning. Okay, let's see here. Okay, we're ending with 3 double crochets. So that's my first one. Just my second. And then the third is that first chain. Usually we don't do much with, except on this row. You're gonna go through as close to the top as you can. If I can get it in there. There's the end, and then we're gonna chain 3 and then turn our work. Then I'm gonna go to so hopefully you can see that coming together. This is your post right there. This is your post. So this row, we're going to go into the second stitch. I'm going to skip this end one. This is going to be 1 double stitch, double crochet, and then 1 around the post, doing a double crochet. And you see the 2 that's sitting back a little bit. Good, do a double crochet into each one of those to the top of it. And then there's your post. Go in the front. And your waffle comes together. 2 double crochet, 2 around the post. Oops. Then 1 double crochet and 2 around the post. It's only 2 and 2 at the beginning there. Periodically I look just to make sure I haven't messed up a stitch. I do it on both sides, and if I do, I just pull it out, start over. It's real easy with crochet. If you feel like you've messed up, you just pull it out and start over. Or start from where you left off, where you messed up the stitch, or you feel like you did. And the more you practice, the easier it's gonna get. When I first started, when I was little, I couldn't hold my yarn. My mom taught me to hold my yarn in one hand, wrap it around your fingers like this, and then, loosen it. But as a kid, you're trying to hold it like this, and it was very hard for me until I kind of got the hang of it. And then it became easier. The more you do it, just like anything, practice. Thank you guys for watching. If anybody's in here, I really appreciate you stopping by. I'm just crocheting. I'm on the front porch. It's outside, and I'm recovering from a recent surgery, so I've been trying to come on live often every day, or at least try to, in the mornings and sometimes at night. Then the last 3 will be 3 double crochets, and then I will chain 3 and turn my work. This is a waffle stitch, and it's basically double crochets throughout it. It's just where they're placed to make the waffle stitch. 1, 2, 3. So I don't always see comments because I'm looking down here. So if you guys have any questions, though, I will try to look periodically and answer as best I can. Or if you want to see something different, a different color. This one's a double crochet here, and then one around the post. So you're going to skip the end here and go into this hole right there. Take off the first 2 and then take off the second 2. My mom did a lot of crocheting when I was little. So I was always watching her, and then I wanted to start crocheting. It's the best time to get kids involved when they're little, in the kitchen, teaching them how to cook and teaching them how to crochet, all those little fun life skills. But kids are like sponges when they're, little, little. And they want to be in there. They want to be involved when they're that young. They're interested. See there, and your waffle stitch comes together. And it's pretty easy from there. Just rinse and repeat. You kind of know the pattern. You don't have to go by, your directions or whatnot. That's one of my favorite stitches right now to make a blanket. It's just fun, and it looks so pretty when you're finished. This is just a little sample. I thought I'd show you. What's nice about crochet is you can, if you want to use the same needle, this is a 5.5, and you're working on a couple different projects, you just pull your yarn up and then pick up a different one. I'll tie those together here after a bit. This one I already have attached. And then you can work on your other one. This sage green's really pretty. You know what, I'm gonna try that other, I found that's a smaller needle. This one is a 5, I believe. Yeah. Let's see. You can tell the stitches are smaller. And that's, compare this one. The waffle's smaller. So if you want it smaller, just get a smaller needle. On this side, you're going to end with 3 double crochets. Oops, I'm sorry. And then chain 3, 2, 3, and turn your work. And then the first stitch you're going to go into looks like the second. It's right there. Right. Oh, if you can see that. Double crochet. Oops. And then the post that sticks forward a little bit, you're gonna go underneath it. Grab your yarn, go underneath. So that makes it, come forward a little bit to make your waffle stitch. And then there's two that sits back a little bit. You're gonna go into the top of each of these stitches, doing a double crochet. And then the one that sits forward, you're gonna go underneath it and do that double crochet there too. There you go. My coffee is like iced coffee now. It's chilly over here. Okay. The sun is coming up though. Hopefully we'll warm it up over here. I hope you guys are having a great morning. Kids going back to school and it feels like fall. I try to post baking videos or cupcake decorating, cake decorating, crochet, canning. I have canning stuff on my YouTube page. Just fun in the kitchen and outdoors too. We have a little farm. We have chickens and cows, and you'll hear them in the background once they start moving around and laying eggs. And on this side is the last two will be double. And then chain 3 and turn your work. I'm getting my, sorry you guys, keep knocking my phone. Tangling, getting the yarn tangled. There we go. And then we'll start off with the 2 double crochets on the top of those first 2 stitches, and then 2 around the post. And then it'll be 1 in the back and 2 around the post, 1 in the back, 2 around the post. So only for the first, on this row, do you do the 2 and 2. I'm trying to hold the hold this up so you can see it, and I keep bumping the phone, so I apologize for that. Hope it's close enough. Let me see if I can do a little bit on this bright green. Just gonna tie the 2 pieces of yarn together. I'll do it the easy way here. So you just make a couple double knots, and then you can cut it at the end when you're finished with your blanket. And there is a way to hide it in your work as well. Just gonna take that out and start over. So you can see the 2 posts, and then this will be the 3 double crochets. Oops. Oh shoot. Keeps slipping off my needle. Little rascal. Get in there. You can kind of hide it under other stitches that are below it or to the side. You can snip it off once you're finished with your blanket. There's ways to kind of see it. There she is. Good morning. Good morning, girl. Your little doggy. If she hears me, she comes running. She's so sweet. Oops. And then turn your work. And this time we will start with, oh goodness, did you guys hear that? Oh. And this one is 2 double crochet and 2 around the post. Sorry about that. You okay? Okay, check her. Turn on the post. Let's see. What is she doing? One double crochet in the back and 2 around the post. Pull it through. Take 2 off. Take the last 2 off. One in the back. 2 around the post. This one, this side, you end with 3 double crochets before you chain 3. You go in the top of the stitch, thank you guys for stopping by. And see, you end like that, and then chain 3, and then you turn your work. And then this is what it looks like. You can kind of see the white one, and then I have that sage green. You can use a smaller needle to make the stitches, smaller. Even smaller than that, I have a purple one that I think I showed you guys yesterday. This one. This one's really dainty. It's a waffle stitch. I just think it's so pretty. It's like my favorite right now. Go to. I make them for friends and family, baby blankets. And this yarn is, I don't know, I don't have the information or the tag for it, but it is soft. You can find all this yarn at Joann's or Hobby Lobby, Michael's. Most of those places will have, now they have a ton of variety of yarns, but I don't know if you can hear that. And then this is the softer velvety one. It's just so soft. I love it. But yeah, the needles, you can buy these on the website, the ordering website. It starts with an A, but they have tiny little needles to larger. And obviously the larger stitch you're gonna get. But this one's a 5 millimeter. The one I'm using here is a 5.5 millimeter, I think. Yeah. And you can't go wrong. When you're learning, you can get a larger one. Sometimes that helps so the stitches don't get too tight and your yarn is a little bit more loose with your stitches. So once you get the hang of it, then you can go on to a little smaller needle. But yeah, it's just so pretty. I love the purple. I've done blue and baby pink. And this is like a sage green. This is really pretty. I've made a blanket out of the sage green baby blanket. And then I just had this extra green, this bright green. I think I made a watermelon, like a pink, bright pink, and maybe green around the edges from my granddaughter. And that turned out really cute. Favorite color is green, so she loved it. But yeah, I thought I would just do a sample so you could see how I started the first row, each row. I have to follow a pattern for a few rows until I get the hang of it. I don't know why I can't get this in my head, the first few rows, but anyway, that's okay. I just refer to my pattern, and then once I get a few rows going, then you can see, what goes where. Like your 2 in the back and 1 around the post. It's pretty, you can kind of tell. And then on the back side, the other side is as well. This will be 2 around the post and 1 in the back. Once you get started. So If you guys have any questions or you want to see a certain color, let me know. Thank you for stopping in. Usually I do cupcake designs, canning, cake decorating. I've done cookie decorating, outdoors, nature stuff, crochet. I do knit, but I'm not that great at it. Yeah, and I'm on TT and the IG, Facebook, YouTube. So this one, you'll start the second stitch. You'll do a double crochet, and you go into the top. I hope you can see that with the sun coming out. Not the first one, but you'll go here, the second. You do a double crochet in that. And then you're going to go around the post here. So double crochet, my mom used to say, throw your yarn, but whatever you call it, you just, grab your yarn and go underneath the post here. Grab your yarn, pull it through. Then you're going to take off the first 2 stitches by grabbing your yarn and pulling it through, grabbing your yarn and pulling the last 2 off. And that makes your double crochet. And then the next 2 stitches they sit back a little ways here. You see this post sticks forward. So you're just going to do the double crochets into each of these top 2 stitches. And then you're going to go around the post again, all with double crochets. Grab your yarn, go down the hole here, grab your yarn, pull it through, grab your yarn, oops, and that's okay, you just take it out and start over. Grab your yarn, go through, grab it again, take off the first 2, and then the last 2. There you got your 2 back stitches. Then you're going to do your post, which is the same thing, double crochet. You're just going to take it forward, going to go underneath in the front, so it makes it stick forward a little bit, stick out. Going to do a double crochet there. And there you have your post. So hopefully you can see that. And then the next 2 will be the same. You grab your yarn and go in the top stitch. Grab your yarn, pull it through, grab your yarn, pull off the first 2, grab your yarn, and pull off the second 2. Grab your yarn, go on the top of the stitch, grab your yarn, pull it through, grab your yarn, pull it through the first 2 stitches, and grab your yarn and pull it through the last 2. Grab your yarn, go under the post in the front, like this. Grab your yarn, pull it through. Grab your yarn, pull off the first 2. Grab your yarn, pull off the last 2. And that makes your waffle. And then it's just basically repeat. All double crochets, which makes it easy. Once you get the double crochet down, you can just go up and down your rows pretty quickly. And you can use variegated yarn if you want. You can switch out colors. I did this, I did a finger knitted blanket. I don't know if you can see this or not, the red, white, and gray. But you can do that with this as well. Or any blanket, any yarn crocheted blanket. You can switch out colors for each row. You can use variegated, which the yarn just goes, it's, what do they call it, ombre. Just kind of goes lighter, lighter, and then maybe turns into a different color. You can get as creative as you want to with crochet. It's just fun. It's a relaxing pastime. If you need to unwind or you're anxious about something, kind of like meditation in a way, a little therapy, at least for me. If you have a stressful day, come home and crochet, not think about anything or think about whatever. You know, just it helps you unwind. I've been a nurse for a long time, and so we've had some pretty tough days. So this has definitely helped me. It's my therapy, along with baking and cooking in the kitchen. Helps me unwind. Thank you guys for stopping in. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them. I'll try to check periodically. I appreciate you guys, and the ones who have subscribed, I really appreciate that. I don't charge for anything. This is all free. I just want to share what I've learned, teach somebody something, and teach you guys how to maybe do baking skills or canning skills, crochet skills, anything like that I've learned. I just want to share with you. And on this row, you're just going to do 2 double crochets on the end. On the opposite side on the end, it'll be 3 double crochets. This one's just the 2 before I chain 3 and then turn my work. And sometimes it's hard to get it in there, but you got it there. See, that's all it is. And then you chain 3 and turn your work. And on this side, we start out with two doubles in the top of these stitches, 2 doubles around the post, and then you go to 1 and 2 around the post. So you skip this side and go right to this one. I'm also on Pinterest, if anyone is on there. That's a lot of fun. I've been posting on there for years, but I I've been on YouTube a lot too. I do a lot of lives on there. Or on here, I guess I should say. YouTube has been great over the years. I've learned so much. I call it YouTube University. So hopefully I can help teach you something. If I can share this with all of you, and maybe somebody is learning something. That's all that it's about, sharing information, teaching and learning, sharing what we know with our friends. You guys want to see anything else? Different color, maybe? I'll go back to the white. I don't know if you can. Is that too bright? Let's see. Is that. You guys let me know if you can see that okay? Hopefully you can. Thank you guys for stopping in. This is a waffle stitch, crochet, and it's basically double crochets throughout. This is a plain double crochet blanket, just straight across. This is double crochet, but they're placed a little bit different so that you pull up one of the stitches and it makes a waffle appearance. You can use larger needles or smaller needles, depending on the size of the stitches you want. If you want a delicate or a small, like stitches like that, you use a smaller needle. And then the larger one, obviously, is a larger waffle. Oops. Hope you all are having a great day so far. Great morning. Whether you're going to school or work, hope it's a wonderful day. see if I was going to show you this, the smaller waffle, if I can. Let me see. No, I probably need a really tiny needle for this one. Let me see. We'll just do the 5mm way you can see. So I'm going to go into the back 2 stitches here. And this is the post where I bring it forward. So grab your yarn, go into the top, grab your yarn, pull it through, grab your yarn, and you're going to take off the first 2, grab your yarn, take off the last 2. Grab your yarn, go into the top of that stitch, grab your yarn and pull it through, grab your yarn, take off the first 2, grab your yarn, and take off the last 2. Here's where you grab your yarn and go into the front of the stitch, kind of lift it up. Go keeping your needle flat here. Then you're going to grab your yarn and pull it through. And you're going to take off 2 stitches, grab your yarn, pull off 2, grab your yarn, pull off 2, like that. Let me go back to the green. It's just bright. It looks springy, summery. I'm not ready for the cold yet. So this reminds me of summer. I'm gonna get off here. Thank you guys for joining. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. I appreciate your support, and thank you if you followed me. If you followed me, I really appreciate that. And if you haven't, please consider following me. I show cake decorating, cupcake decorating, cookies, watermelon designs, outdoors, crochet, just a variety of things. Please check out my page. And like I said, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And if you want to see something else, just let me know. And I will see you either later tonight or this afternoon or tomorrow morning. Thanks again for joining. See you soon. Bye-bye.